welcome now to round 5 of the Banter Racing League Season 2. We are here for the Spanish Grand Prix from the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. We have 13 drivers in this race for the Spanish Grand Prix. And if you're wondering where the Russian Grand Prix highlights are, well, basically the steward deleted his spectator footage, so I won't upload Russia unless you want me to waste time with the onboards, which take ages to download. I decided just to do Spain and skip Russia, but if you want to see Russia, I will put a link in the description. But as we start the formation lap, I will now take you through the grid for this race. Sentry starts from pole position by 3/10 from Ivan in second, then Wattmaster in third, Ping Chai in fourth, Lucky Racer in fifth, Jagger in sixth, and Addy in seventh, Harry in eighth. Combined starts 9th for his worst position, Wesley in 10th, Cryptox in 11th, a new Toro Rosso driver, Boxy in 12th, Savage in 13th, returning from his 2 race bans, and we have Agonza in 14th, because Combined blocked him. And he decided to retire for some reason, I don't know why.
Oh.
I don't know why he decided to retire afterwards. But Agonza is starting last in this race.
And one more.
And Savage won't be starting either because the game kind of kicked him out of the session. So that's great. Anyway, here we are lining up on the grid for the start of the Spanish Grand Prix, round 5 of the Banter Racing League. Here we go now. The lights are. We go look to the lights now. We have 3 and 4 and 5 lights. And it's away we go for the Spanish Grand Prix. Sentry gets a good start as he heads down towards turn 1. And now Wattmaster pulls out to the inside of him. As he head down to turn 1, is Wattmaster going to go on the inside of Sentry into the lead? Here he goes on the inside, but Sentry holds it around the outside, keeps the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix. And there's 2 cars off behind there. Is that a Ferrari of Jagger? Jagger's off and Boxy's off as well. So 2 cars off at turn 1. Jagger had another disastrous start, just like in China. We have Combined and Addy side by side. We have Harry and Ivan side by side. So Ivan's dropped back from 2nd place on the grid. He's dropped all the way down to 5th. Combined and Addy still side by side. What has happened to Ivan here? He's dropped to 5th place from 2nd on the grid. Lost 3 places. As Sentry leads now from Wattmaster, then Ping in 3rd, Lucky Racer in 4th, and Ivan in 5th, Harry in 6th. Then Wesley in 7th, Combined in 8th. As now here comes Addy up the inside of Wesley, coming into the hairpin. And he's actually got past Combined as well. He's managed to double overtake into the hairpin. What a move by Addy. And he moves up into P7 there. So from 9th to 7th goes the Indonesian driver in the Toro Rosso. So Addy moves up to 7th, ahead of Combined in 8th. And Agonza up into 9th, Wesley in 10th. Jagger in 11th, Boxy in 12th, and Cryptox down in 13th on debut. Here we go. At the end of lap 1, we have Sentry leading by 1.5 seconds from Wattmaster in 2nd place, Ping Chai in 3rd, Lucky Racer in 4th, being pressurised by Ivan in 5th. Then we have Addy in 6th, Combined in 7th, Agonza in 8th, Wesley in 9th, Jagger in 10th, Cryptox in 11th, and Harry and Boxy in the pits for what presumably is a front wing change. So Harry and Boxy have been involved in 2 separate incidents, I think, at the first corner. So very interesting start. Lucky Racer has actually been passed now by Ivan, and Ivan's moved up into 4th. The winner of the last 3 races, including Russia, which has not been uploaded. So, yep, Ivan did win Russia, and Wattmaster finished 2nd and Combined on the podium in 3rd. But here is Agonza now, right behind Combined. The podium sitter from Russia. Here we go. He's slipstreaming as he head down onto the straight. Here he goes. Combined tries to defend the inside. But Agonza goes to the outside. And he moves up into 7th place. But now they're side by side. And Agonza goes around the outside into turn 1. And he moves up into 7th place. He passes the podium place. He passes the podium sitter from last race in Russia Combined. And he moves up into P7. Here is Addy in P6. Doing very well at the moment. He started from 10th place, and he's now in. Actually didn't start from 10th place. That was someone else. But actually, that's Cryptox on debut, putting up to the back of Jagger. So Jagger's having a very slow race at the moment. On board with Ping Chai off the start. we believe he had an incident with someone at turn 1. And there's Lucky Racer just lagging in front of him there. So here we go into turn 1. There's Wattmaster challenging for the lead and Sentry holding it around the outside. And into turn 2, he actually touches Ivan and puts him into a spin. So that is why Ivan's down in 5th place at the moment. Ivan got touched by Ping and he moved down into 5th. On board with Jagger off the start. Let's see what happened to him. Let's see what has happened here. P6 he started from. Let's now head down to turn 1 again. We can see the Ping and Ivan incident from another view. And Jagger actually oversteered off into the gravel there. And that's very weird. Jagger does not usually go off like that. Anyway, on board with Harry off the start now. He got a pretty good start. Moved up into 7th off the line past Addy. And Lucky Racer obviously lagging like hell there. Now into turn 1. Let's see what happened to Harry here. He had to pit for a front wing change. Oh, did he touch Jagger there? And there is the incident. He just got caught up in the incident. That's very unlucky for Harry there. He got caught up in the incident, and Ivan spun right in front of him, and Harry made contact with Ivan's side pod, and even Lucky Racer moved up into 4th at that point. Back to live action now. On board with Agonza, right behind Lucky Racer and Addy. It's a battle for 5th place. It's a 3-way battle for 5th place, in fact. Lucky Racer in the Haas, in front of Addy in the Toro Rosso, in front of Agonza in the McLaren. Here we go for the battle for 3rd. Ping is being pressurised by Ivan, and now here is the 3-way battle for 5th place now. Addy has got DRS available on Lucky Racer. Coming onto the straight now. He's got Slipstream, he's got DRS, is he going to get past him? But here comes Agonza with DRS as well. Is he going to get past? He goes on the inside. Addy goes... leaves Agonza space, and Agonza overtakes Addy into 6th place he goes. As now, here is Ivan right behind Ping as we head down to turn 4. What's going to happen? Is he going to get some great traction out of turn 4? No, he isn't. Ivan is right behind Ping here as we head down to this corner. Agonza is pressurising Lucky Racer now, who's still lagging like hell through that first sector. As Cryptox now getting closer to Jagger. Is he going to get past him? This is very close between the battle for 10th place at the moment. And these two are actually THL drivers in this game. So, well, actually Cryptox not in 2017, is in 2016 in fact. As now here comes Agonza on the inside of Lucky Racer. And he moves up into 5th place. This comeback from Agonza is a show at the moment. And he moves up now into 5th. Meanwhile, his teammate Ivan is still pressurising Ping to head down into the chicane. Here we go into the final corner. What's going to happen here? Onto the straight with DRS. Ivan is now pressurising Ping too high now. As we head down towards turn 1, he has DRS and Slipstream and Rich Mix. As we head down to turn 1, Ivan moves to the outside, coming into turn 1, and he goes around the outside into turn 1, and Ivan moves up into 3rd place with a brilliant move around the outside into turn 1. But now Ping is trying to go and get back at him, coming down to turn 4. Is he going to get this one? No, he goes a bit wide there, and Ivan gets the place, and he moves up into 3rd. Meanwhile, back to the battle for 6th place now, because Agonza's pulled away. It's Addy, Lucky Racer, and Combined. As now, here we go. Is Ping going to try and challenge Ivan back as he head down into turn 8 now? He goes on the inside, coming into turn 8. He has a little look. He's not going to make that, surely. He does make it, but now Ivan makes a mistake and he gets back past. Ping gets back past into the podium places. Ivan makes a mistake out of turn 8. He cracked under pressure and he gets the place back, does Ping. So Ivan will have to go past him again on the straight. Probably the same way as well, around the outside to turn 1, but who knows? Here we go, coming down towards turn 12 and 13 and into the chicane. What's Ivan going to do onto the straight?
Now he has to get.
Is he going to get back past Ping with his good straight line speed, actually? Very good straight line speed for what you saw there. We have a yellow flag, and we have Wesley off the track at turn 12 there, so he's spun. As now here is Ivan slipstreaming Ping once again. He goes to the outside once again, and he moves around the outside of Ping once again, and he moves up into the podium places again. So it's a great battle between these two, and Ping has lost out on the podium places. Meanwhile, Lucky Racer comes into the pits on lap 7, so very early pit stop for him. Meanwhile, back to the battle between Jagger and Cryptox, and, well, Cryptox is just stuck behind him here. He can't really overtake him. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. On his debut, of course, in this league, Cryptox currently in 9th, doing in the points, but he can't get past Jagger at the moment, as Harry has spun there. What has happened there? Harry has spun, and I think he's had a collision with Lucky Racer, because Lucky Racer's given the position back to him. So let's see on the replay what has happened here between Harry and Lucky Racer. 99. Here we go on the replay from Harry's point of view. Here we go into turn 1. Lucky Racer actually comes out of the pit, so this is after his pit stop. And, well, he's actually parked in the middle of the track there and made Harry, hit him. So Harry had nowhere to go, and then he just slid into the barrier, so I think Lucky Racer will probably get a penalty for that, but who knows. And now here we go with the Agonza right behind Ping now. So Ping is being pressurized by both McLarens now. He got overtaken by Ivan, and now he's going to try and probably get overtaken by Agonza as well. Here comes Agonza with DRS and Rich Mix. He's not actually as close as Ivan was, so I don't think he'll get past Ping here. He defends the inside well, does Ping, and Agonza does not get past in turn 1, just like his teammate did. So, wow, so the Spanish drivers putting on a show for the fans, their home fans here in Barcelona, as now Ping runs very wide there, and that gives Agonza 4th place. So the Spanish fans are probably cheering for these two as they head through the field. Combined is now right behind Addy now as we come into turn 5. Can he get past Addy? We'll see about that. Let's see what happens here between Combined and Addy. This is battle for 6th. As now into the pits comes Addy, into the pits comes Combined. So this is a battle between the pit crews here for position, obviously. Ping would get past these two. Jagger would get past these two, I assume. So here we go into the pits. Addy comes into the pits for Toro Rosso, and now here he's Combined after his pit stop, and Addy's actually released, and he's gone in front of Addy. So he's gone in front of Combined, I should say. So Addy stays ahead of Combined, and this should be a nice battle between the Toro Rosso and the Sauber. And Ping gets ahead of these two as well as Cryptox and Jagger. So there's Cryptox and Jagger, still right behind Cryptox, still right behind Jagger. He's holding onto the position. Meanwhile, we have Agonza right behind Ivan as Sentry pits for his first and probably only pit stop in this Grand Prix. Wattmaster also pits as well from 2nd place. He's had a quiet race today as Wattmaster, and Ivan also pits. So the top 3 pit. And Agonza now moves up into the lead of this Grand Prix. And here we go with Ping and Addy right behind each other. They're having a battle for P6 now. What can Addy do to Ping here? As he head into the chicane, he's on soft tyres compared to Ping's hard tyres. So much fresher, or sorry, no, not fresher, but much fresher tyres for Addy, as well as a softer compound for them. So here comes Addy side by side with DRS on Ping now, coming down towards turn 1. Is he going to get past him now, coming down into turn 1? Is Addy going to go round the outside into turn 1? He's going to attempt it, but ooh, that's a bit there's a bit of a collision there with Ping, and he goes off the track. So we'll check a replay of that, because we didn't quite get the best view of it from that angle. So Ping has lost 2 positions there to Addy and to Combined after getting potentially pushed off by Addy. And now Lucky Racer is being pressurized by Cryptox, but not quite there. So here is Ping Too High's point of view of this incident with Addy. Here comes Addy around the outside, and well, yeah, he basically pushed him off the track because he touched him, and he pushed him off the track into turn 2. But from Addy's point of view, he said that he actually didn't touch him, so it's very interesting there. Very much a lag incident for sure between those two. Very much a lag incident, even though still under investigation by the stewards, that incident. So, yeah. Cryptox is gaining on Lucky Racer now as we head down into turn 5. And here we go, coming down towards turn 8, turn 7 I should say. Can Cryptox get past the Lucky Racer? But they're on the same comp out of tyre, so I don't think that's going to happen. But now here is Combined, still pressurising Addy. Is he going to get past him? Coming down towards, coming onto the straight now. What will happen between these two drivers? Addy and Combined battling it for position P5 now at the moment because of Ping's incident. As now here is Agonza in the pits, and Wattmaster gets ahead, and his teammate Ivan gets ahead of Agonza, and Agonza stays in 4th, so that's actually the position staying the same there. So Ivan ahead of Agonza, as now Combined is getting closer to Addy, coming down onto the straight, and doesn't quite, is way too far back to make a move into turn 1, so he has to stick behind him for now. But of course, Addy's on soft tyres, so Combined probably won't keep up with him that much. As now on board with the leader, Sentry. He's dominated the Grand Prix so far, but now he's going to come across the line on the final corner, and he's going to set the fastest lap, I think. Yep, he's going to set the fastest lap at 1:22.254, and he's continuing to dominate this race. 12 seconds ahead of Wattmaster in 2nd, and then Ivan in 3rd ahead of his teammate Agonza, who just came out of the pits behind him, so that's something. Addy in 5th, still battling with Combined, but however, Addy with his soft tyres, fresh soft tyres, is actually catching up to the back of Agonza, so Agonza on the hards and Addy on the softs, so that's why Addy is catching Agonza at a rate of knots here. So what will happen between Addy and Agonza? Will Addy move up into 4th, which will be his best position of the league, the entire league? His best position at the moment, as of this race, is actually P6, and that came in Japan last season when he also set the fastest lap of the race. It's a good race for him there, but can he get 5th or 4th place here? Here we go. He's not getting that close to Agonza through turn 1. But now, Ivan's now catching Ivan's now catching Wattmaster, I should say. As Wesley has gone for a spin out the exit of turn 3 there. So he's just been lapped by those two battling Agonza and Addy. So it's a very unfortunate race for Wesley today. It's been a bad start to the season for Red Bull, after crashing out a double DNF in Australia and Bahrain, and one driver racing in Russia and Spain, and the only time when they both finished was in China. It's been a disastrous season for them, but hopefully they'll come back in Monaco, which is a track that they both love, both those drivers love. As now Boxy is being lapped by Agonza and Addy, and I think Addy got blocked by Agonza there, so there might be a penalty coming up for Boxy there. Because he rejoined the track dangerously and then just hit Addy out of the way there, so I'm not sure. The stewards will investigate. But now here is Addy getting closer and closer to Agonza as we head down into turn 1, and someone else has spun. I think, is it Wesley again? Yeah, it's Wesley again. That's ridiculous. But now Addy has had a little look on Agonza into turn 1, but he doesn't quite get him there. Agonza's too quick for him, even on the hard tyres, so Addy is trying his best to get past. He's very, very close now, coming into turn 4. Is Addy going to get this place? No, he isn't.
Maybe here.
He's going to get some great traction on those soft tyres. Is he going to go on the inside into turn 5? I don't think he is. Does not have enough space for that. I'm not seeing an overtake into turn 5 at all in the history of F1. Just in real F1 and the game in general. As now moving on to lap 23, where Ivan has caught up to the back of Wattmaster. So Wattmaster has had a quiet race for this whole time. Might be having some company here from Ivan, who is now pressurising the Williams as they head down onto the straight with DRS. Is he going to get this move? Is Ivan going to get this move with the great straight-line speed that he has? Here comes Ivan. He's gaining on Wattmaster. He's gaining on Wattmaster. Is he going to go into turn 1? He's had a little look there, but he's not going to go for it. Oh, he's getting much closer, though he's broken later. But Wattmaster keeps 2nd place from Ivan. But hopefully this battle can turn out good for these two, or just for anyone that's in a battle at the moment. As now we have Addy, who is gaining on Agonza, who's now stuck in the pits, as Combined has gone for a spin at the exit of the chicane. But what has happened to Addy here? He's had a problem in the pit stop. Eddie, who is gaining up to Agonza for 4th place, is now stuck in the pits. But I believe that's actually lag as well, because that did not happen on Eddie's screen. Well, it did happen on his screen, but not for this long. It did not happen for this long. So, very unlucky moment for Eddie today. He was doing so well. He was going in he was challenging for 4th place on Agonza, and now he's just been stuck in the pits. Well, his AI car is stuck in the pits, which has made him go down to 11th. So that's not really good for the Indonesian. That's unfortunate. Let's hope he fights back in Monaco with a good result. As now Ivan continues to pressurize Wattmaster. Is he going to get past him onto the straight once again, just like he did to his teammate Pinchu High? Here we go, onto the straight. Is Wattmaster going to get this move done? No, that's a very... Sorry, Ivan. That's a very bad traction there from Ivan. He hits the curb and oversteers. And now onto the straight. Ivan has dropped back a lot after that bad traction out of turn 16. So he's not going to get past, obviously.
That's a warning. Don't tell me it's him.
As now, meanwhile, we have Wesley spinning again out of the exit of turn 12. That's the 3rd time he has done that. That's the 3rd time he has spun at that corner. Wesley really is having a disastrous race today. But now here is a lap 28. A battle between Jagger and Combined for P6 in this race. After Combined started from 9th place, he is having a decent race so far, considering where he started. It's a pretty decent result for him. As now we move on to the straight, Combined gains on Jagger as he comes into turn 1. He doesn't quite get him there into turn 1, but will he get him on lap 29, the next lap, on the straight, on the next lap? Here we go, he's getting closer and closer because Jagger is on the hard tyres and Combined's on the mediums. So he's catching quite quickly. Now into turn 5. As now onto the straight, the battle for 2nd place continues between Ivan and Wattmaster. What is Ivan going to get past Wattmaster here? Coming now into turn 4. He's going to get the slipstream into turn 4. And now back to the battle between Jagger and Combined. This is much closer than they were on the last straight. Here we go, Combined is now right at the back of Jagger. Is he going to get past him on the pit straight again? This should be a chance for him. As now onto the final corner, he has DRS available, has Combined, as now comes onto the straight with Rich Mix and the slipstream and DRS. Here he comes, gaining and gaining on Jagger as he comes down into turn 1. He's going to pull out to the outside into turn 1, and he's going to go around the outside there, wheel to wheel into turn 1, and now Combined goes around the outside and moves up into P6. There's a bit of front wing damage for Jagger there, but despite that, CombinedYoutuber puts in a brilliant move and he moves up into P6. Here we go, DRS for Combined. He goes up into turn 1 on the outside. Let's see what happened. There was a bit of contact between Jagger and Combined there. And into turn 2, he goes around the outside. Looked clean from Combined's point of view, but from Jagger's, it actually looked like Combined, like a lag hit him or something. So it was confirmed a lag incident, so it was actually deemed a racing incident because of the lag. But anyway, it was a fair move from the Sauber, and he moves up into 6th place. Meanwhile, the battle for 2nd place continues. Ivan is slipstreaming Wattmaster, heading down towards turn 1, a lap 30. We have 4 laps to go in this race, including this one. Here we go, coming down towards turn 1. And Ivan does not get the move, but now here comes Lucky Racer to the outside of Jagger, and he moves up into P7 because Jagger's decided to let him go because there's no point fighting him with front wing damage for Jagger there. So obviously Jagger is front wing damage, so there's no point fighting him there. There's no point fighting Lucky Racer, so he's just gonna lose the positions. Probably not to Cryptox, but he's gonna definitely keep 8th place. As now Sentry has won the Spanish Grand Prix. It's the 2nd win of the season, and it's a dominant performance from the German. He wins by 21 seconds. As now Wattmaster will finish in 2nd place for Williams, ahead of Ivan, the Spanish driver on the podium. Ivan is on the podium for McLaren. It's his 4th race in succession where he finishes on the podium. Ivan crosses the line in 3rd. Agonza from last on the grid, finishes in 4th. Both the Spanish drivers doing very well today, putting on a show for the fans, and he crosses the line now in 4th place. Now there was actually a very big collision post-race there. But now it's a battle between Combined and Lucky Racer, as now Ping Too High crosses the line in 5th. Despite the incident with Addy destroying his race, he finishes in 5th anyways. And here comes Combined into the last sector. He's going to finish in 6th position. Coming into the final corner now. Combined across the line, and he finishes in 6th place with 8 points to his name. Lucky Racer finishes in 7th with 6 points. And it's Jagger in 8th with another disastrous race for the Ferrari, unfortunately. Cryptox finishes 9th on his debut in this league. 2 points for him. Harry in 10th. Boxy in 11th. It's actually Addy should be 11th. And Boxy 12th. And Wesley with a disastrous race down in 13th. Addy on his screen actually finished in P6. But on the live stream he finished in 11th. So Sentry wins by 21 seconds from Wattmaster in 2nd place. Then it's Ivan in 3rd, Agonza in 4th, Ping in 5th, Combined in 6th, Lucky Racer in 7th, Jagger in 8th, Cryptox in 9th on his first race in the league, Harry in 10th, then is Addy in 11th, Boxy in 12th, and Wesley in 13th. The penalties were, we had Lucky Racer getting a penalty for the Harry incident, we had Boxy getting a penalty for ignoring blue flags with Addy, Addy getting a penalty for causing a collision with Ping Too High, and we had Combined getting 3 penalty points plus a 10-second penalty for blocking Agonza in qualifying. So he actually moves down into 7th, does the Sauber driver. So that means Lucky Racer finishes in 6th and Combined in 7th. So hopefully you've enjoyed the Spanish Grand Prix. The next race is round 6, the Jewel in the Crown, the Monaco Grand Prix. One of my favourite tracks. So see you guys then for round 6.